other co-host. This is our first like movie review. There's so much circulating around the new Superman movie because look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. So a lot of us grew up on Superman. A lot of us love Superman, and there's a new spin to it. So we are going to dive into what's going on with this movie that we love so much, you know, in the past. But there's a little twist going on. Matter of fact, there's a lot of twists. Superman, I tell you, when we first saw the trailer for Superman, I was as excited as anyone could be, especially when I saw the dog Crypto. That was it for me. I thought this was going to be one of the best movies that been out for years that we've actually been waiting for. When I saw that cute Crypto, I'm like, wow, it's about time they put Crypto, you know, in the Superman movie. It was awesome. Oh, yeah. So we are just so happy to be able to bring to you guys what we got to experience watching the movie. We've seen the entire movie and we are happy about it. So, yeah, so we can't use that. So we're going to have to cut it out. So anyway, that's just some of it. But some of the other content creators, they do have it in their videos.
People like Angry Joe react to trailers, Angry Joe, so I thought it was we were able to.
Yeah, but it's probably the music. That's their theme song. We didn't think about that. So anyway, you guys, we did watch the entire movie, and it was painful. It was extremely difficult, and not because of the woke narrative that everyone's been talking about. It's about the movie itself. I was really like, it hadn't been like, what was the last superhero movie? Which one? Who was out the last person?
Is that Black Panther?
I don't know. Wasn't Black Panther?
Wolverine.
Yeah, I never liked the Wolverine because I don't like all that, you know, Edward Scissorhand cutting up stuff. So I don't like those type of movies. But I was looking forward because everybody knows Batman, everyone knows Superman. But James Gunn, I have not been a supporter of any of his movies because they have actually all been trashed. But I thought when I saw Crypto and I had seen, you know, the dog and just some of the editing, it was awesome.
And Lex Luthor and Superman are well casted too.
Yeah, Lex Luthor, I mean, he looks amazing playing that role, even though I guess he's supposed to be Trump and Elon blended together. That's what I had gathered from that, but we're going to dive into that. But it was really a movie that I was looking forward to going to the theater and actually seeing, instead of waiting for it to come out, you know, on Netflix or whatever the case, whoever, IMAX or someone like that. But I was surprised that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And that's without, like I said, the politics in it. Like James Gunn, I think he did, what was the Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. He did Suicide Squad. And he did some, I think he did, what was it that Zack Snyder did? Well, he did The Flash. I hated The Flash. Babies in the microwave, and that was the worst. I thought that was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I hated The Flash. He just destroyed it. But he did like Zack Snyder. Remember Zack Snyder did with The Flash and are they the Justice League? The Justice League, his version with the Amazon women, and that, which movie was that with the Amazon women and all of that? That James Gunn did. But anyway, his version was not on the level of Zack Snyder, is what I'm trying to say. But I was really deeply disturbed when I did see the movie, and I had to walk. It was hard to watch. It was all over the place. There wasn't any real storyline.
Hi. Oh, hi, Lauren. She said hi to us.
Hi. I don't know. We don't want to do too many spoilers, so it's hard kind of talking around it because we're aware of that people have not seen the movie. I don't even know if people are going to go to the theater to watch it. I think it was a mistake of James Gunn to talk negatively about, in a sense, about his own movie, because once he decided to say that the movie was woke, or that it was about immigration, once he decided to say the things that he spoke about, it pushed people away from the movie before they even made it to the theaters. People still are not, you know, haven't seen it, but they're not trying to go see the movie at this point because there's been a lot of negativity that has come out about it. And I think that he kind of killed his movie before people actually went to see the movie. I think that was a really big mistake of him. I think that was, he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I never thought I would see this kind of take on a Superman or just a superhero in general. I'm a comic book nerd, superhero nerd, so I was really let down and honestly pretty sad over the route they chose to take Superman, calling him things like an illegal immigrant and he's an alien and he needs to be deported from Earth, planet Earth, was just shocking to me and really disappointing, you know.
I think that people at this day and time, when you go to the movies, I don't want to go to movies and it's about politics or about people's political views. When I go to the movies, I want to enjoy and experience, you know, what's going on in the movie to take me away from what's happening in real life. It's like you're stepping into another world, another universe, you know, someone else's experience. You know, that's what movies are supposed to do. They set the mood. But to have a movie and it's such a divide inside the United States and it's focused on illegal immigration. I mean, it's focused on, they're saying Superman, he's an ET. He's ET. He's not, he didn't invade 14 million plus aliens from space, did not invade planet Earth. It's not like that. So I think that they really stretched to try to do the comparison with his plight and the plight of, say, people who have entered into a country illegally is totally different. So I really do believe that they really took it too far to try to bring that together, and then they tried to make it so that Trump was Lex Luthor, but to me, Trump was almost more like Superman because he had the virtues like, I'm trying to stop a war, people are going to get killed. Trump talked about, look at the people being murdered, you know, in Ukraine and Russia, people are going to get hurt, you know, in Gaza. And he's someone that's Trump. And then you look at Elon Musk, it's about AI and AI robots and about a billionaire. Then to me, that's Elon. So to me, it's like there were part traits of Trump and Superman, and there was traces of Lex Luthor to me in Elon. So it was like a combination of these characters that they were trying to simulate real people.
Lady Thorne, who are you referring to?
What?
No, they said something in the comments, but I don't know who they're referring to because their comment isn't making any sense. They said you are just guessing. He's a criminal. I'm like, is she calling Superman a criminal?
Who's a criminal?
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the movie. People have to. That's why it wasn't great for them to do a movie instead of allowing it to be entertaining and not make it political and with more of a left agenda. The movie didn't even make, none of the movie made sense. That's the spoiler. The movie was all over the place. It was chopped up. Like you'll see one scene and all of a sudden out of nowhere it just flips to something else and then to something else, and there was so many different things that were going on inside of the movie that didn't make sense. And it's like they tried to squeeze in immigration that didn't belong in a movie. It was like, it was crazy. It was all over the place. And the real problem was that the earth sphere was splitting. And even the supposedly, they looked like rubber fake creatures that they were fighting. They didn't even the funny looking creature they was fighting, it looked something out of a low budget movie. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, guys, we're talking about the Superman movie right now. We're not really talking about the presidential election.
Yeah, we're talking about how they try to intertwine the movie with, I guess, Trump And to me, it looked like Elon, and then Lex Luthor, and like who was the real hero in the movie. It was all over the place. They made Superman this whiny, complaining, Superman and weak guy, and he's never been like that. He's supposed to be Superman. It was like,
I don't want to spoil stuff. So.
yeah, so it's like I'm trying to talk around it.
Yeah.
It was like it was like not the Superman who's supposed to be confident. He's an alien. He's from another planet. He did not invade the planet with all his people. He was the only one left. But he grew up in America. He grew up in Kansas. He learned the American way. So that's who they had implemented. Who let's see, we put this on. Who he was supposed to be.
Superman will have a political message. He said, Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country. Of course, when you think of Superman, you think of the story of immigration. Douglas, it seems these studios would rather make a loss or push their political ideology than actually give audiences what they want.
I know, I mean, one of the great lessons of the box office in recent years in the US and elsewhere is that people want good movies, amazingly enough. Look at what Top Gun from the Snow White disaster of the last year, and they should have realized that, you know, the public don't want to hear Snow White or Superman opining about how, they can be the hero they were meant to be, that they were born to be, against all the odds of the etc. You would have thought by now the studios were so depleted in their ideas that we would have had ourselves force-fed an ethnically diverse female Superman, and that if you didn't just love that, then you were obviously the kind of bigot who should be arrested by as many police officers as a local force can bring up. But all this stuff is connected. It's always just this tedious, predictable, juvenile politicking being forced on us, whether on flags on the streets, whether by the police, whether by the studios elsewhere. And just, the police have a job of policing. The authorities should keep cities clean, and film studios should make films that we actually want to watch. There's a thought for free.
That is a good thought, and I think DC Studios have really missed an opportunity here.
Yeah.
They could have gone with a
How we think and how they're pushing this agenda. This agenda they've been pushing on us for the last few years when they opened up our borders. They've been pushing this one agenda, no matter who the people are, no matter where they come from, no matter if they were let out of prisons, no matter what, pushing their political agenda.
That one is good.
Which one? Well, I know where I want to go to this guide. It's just ridiculous. And they want to know why these movies are flopping. You can't alienate half of America, and internationally, it's not even doing well at all. People don't want to see things. When we go, that's not going to bring them some sort of joy or whatever. People want to get away from their jobs, get away from politics, get away from the news. People want to get away from all of these things, and that's why we go to the movies, so that we can get away from things that that bring us daily discomfort, for lack of a better word. But it doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to find this guy. He's really good.
That's
Huh?
right there.
Where? I don't know how you guys did. Any of you see Superman yet? Because we don't want to be on here, spoiling it for people. Oh yeah. Not that one.
Honestly, you can't watch a commercial without subliminal messages.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, they're trying too hard to push these narratives on us, and to take such a icon movie like Superman and to turn it into what they turned it into, it's a disservice.
And leave your politics aside. It's like, aren't superhero movies for children?
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe.
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, leave your politics aside. Like, aren't superhero movies for children?
Well, they made it more. It should be, but they made it more into for adults. But this Superman movie, when you guys do go and see it, you're gonna see that it really sucks.
Worst fucking movie that's ever been made. I stay true to what I said. While it's closed, I'm not giving money to James Gunn, the freak, or DC. But I did watch Superman fully somehow, and I don't know how they did it, but James Gunn has managed to make the worst superhero movie ever made. Before we go any further, just be warned that this is not hyperbole. This is not rage bait. This movie is a disgrace to filmmaking. And if you saw the movie and you agree and you want to help out this channel, maybe consider subscribing or supporting me over on Patreon. So there's been a lot of reviews from everybody all across the internet, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of these people are just lying because they don't want to destroy the movie. People are saying it isn't woke and it isn't even that bad. Some people are saying it's a 10 out of 10 that's better than Iron Man, Avengers Endgame.
No.
And I'm here to tell you that everybody on all sides of this are lying. Once again, it isn't rage bait. If you watch this movie, try to make out the structure. Who greenlit this script? Is there a beginning, a middle, or even an end? Or are we just dropped into the worst movie ever created by man? There was one fun part that could be excused, which was Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, which I actually found kind of funny. But other than like 5 seconds of footage where Superman and Lois were acting like they were in an actual Superman movie, this was a piece of crap. And I can't really stress it enough. There's pieces of crap, and then there's this movie. It's really easy for a movie to be bad. Superman, on the other hand, is like the Flash times 1,000. I can't really put it into words if you haven't watched this movie. There's no structure, there's no writing, there's no acting. The CGI is terrible. There's so much comedy it'll make you want to pluck your own eyes out. Every time Superman even comes close to doing anything that's anyway good, he just gets knocked over by a dog. Lex Luthor is a stupid analogy for Donald Trump and racism. There's lesbian girl bosses running around. There's an emphasis on Gen Z and TikTok for some reason. Superman is whining for the entire movie. His voice is so high pitched and the dude never stops screaming and being autistic. I don't know how I can say it anymore. This movie is the most retarded thing to ever exist. Genuinely, I've watched a lot of movies from many different countries, time periods. I'm not bragging here. I'm just saying that I know that Superman is probably in the top 3 worst of all of them. Forget every crappy B movie ever made. Forget, like, I don't know, Plan 9 from Outer Space being the worst movie ever made. This is it right here. You thought Marvel humor was bad. Well, they have so much of it that you want to die. It literally has some of the worst CGI in a new movie, and I'm not alone on this. Just look at the reviews. So people will jump to Rotten Tomatoes right here and try to prove me wrong, saying that, what are you saying, little bro? The movie is a success. 95 on the audience score. Everybody loves it. I looked through that audience score. It was a big load of bots that loved Crypto, the little cute dog, which was one of the most retarded parts about the entire movie. You come over to a real source like, I don't know, Empire Magazine, and they have it rated 2 out of 5 stars. Saying exactly what I'm saying. The movie is so messy and garbage. The end of the movie is just a CGI mess. The Guardian, 2 out of 5 stars. I don't really know what people are seeing here, but it's getting destroyed. Another news source says it's painfully mediocre. Another news source rates it 2.5 stars out of 5. I don't know what I'm missing here. The movie isn't some 10 out of 10. Everybody knows it's spasticated. You just don't want to hear it. Now, I'd love to go in depth and show everything on screen, but I just need to tell you, for the people who haven't watched this movie, how ridiculously bad this is. For the first hour of the movie, Superman is on the ground screaming and whining. That's not a joke, it's not rage bait. He literally doesn't get up off of the ground for a full 60...
Okay, this guy is, he's called, his channel is Ranting for Vengeance, and he goes on, and we're going to listen to him a little bit longer, but actually what he's saying is the honest to God truth about the movie, and this is not even about the woke part. The movie is so all over the place. The scenes don't make sense, how they cut the scenes, how they go into another scene. It doesn't make sense. It's like there wasn't even a script. It's like they just threw a whole lot of stuff together and thought that that would make it work. And for the life of me, I don't know why James Gunn came out and made the comments he did, saying that this is an immigrant movie and that it's about kindness and all that, saying that if you don't, I think that the message for the left is, and the liberals, and Hollywood. Hollywood is the left. Media is the left. They control Hollywood control and influence media. They own media. So what they put out is what we take in, and a lot of us have our opinions according to what we are watching. So if you watch MSNBC, CNN, Rachel Maddow, Morning Joe, Meet the Press, you're going to have their same viewpoints. You're going to have their mindset. If you watch Fox News, if you watch, there's not many, Republican channels, so I don't even know all of them other than Fox News. I think, what is it, News Nation or something, but it's not a whole lot of the other side as far as media, because the liberals own Hollywood and they own media.
Haunted optimist, then why in the past Superman used to say, and he's doing values of the American way? If Superman,
Yeah, truth, justice, and the American way is the motto.
He's saying, I never read a comic. Superman has always been woke and an immigrant. Superman has not always been woke and an immigrant.
It's not about that. He's an alien.
Yeah.
It's like we have these new terminologies that are being used now
It's
that we didn't. Yeah, it's comic books. It's never been an issue. Whenever I watched Superman growing up, or I watched Superman movie, I have never thought about immigrants or him being an immigrant. I know that he comes from another whole planet. He's a whole nother. He's not even supposed to be human. He is an alien. He's actually E.T. That's who he's about. How many humans can fly or shoot you down with X-rayed eyes and hold up planes, and he's and blow cold breath? Humans can't do what he can do. So it's a far cry from what they're trying to project onto the American people. But when you own media and you own Hollywood, they can put this in any type of movie they want to, because it's how they own it.
See, they keep saying that. That must be James Gunn.
What?
He keeps saying Superman's an immigrant. Always has.
It's always, you can say that. Maybe that makes you feel great to say there's one person. I'd rather take one person coming to this country than 20 million in 4 years. Homeless. At least Superman came to make things better. He made things better. He gave to society. He respected the American dream. He respected the American people. He didn't come in trampling over the American people, going against the law enforcement, fighting against what was right. He didn't trample on the citizens. Lord, don't keep putting out, because we need people to come in. We need the comments, because we want this stream to go out to more people. So we need to get these likes up. So don't forget to hit the notification bell. But if you want to support us, we was on earlier. We had like 5,400 people that commented in the chat, but we want people in, and we don't expect you to agree with us. This is what this is all about. As long as they, like moderate, as long as they're not being evil or saying, things that are against YouTube and against us, then let them have their conversation. If they want to say that Superman is a migrant, maybe they need to hear that. Maybe that's something that makes them feel better, because that agenda has people coming out of themselves. And I know, because as far as the black community, 93% of the black community voting for Democrat Party, they're all woke. We're the token few that's not on that plantation, that does not have that mindset, that knows that we should not be voting every election down ballot Democrat and know nothing about the candidates, and then them not offering anything for our communities.
We're not a country of immigrants. We're a country of Americans. Some people are immigrants here.
Yeah, they saying that when we are Americans. Yeah. Nobody say, like in China, they don't say they're a country of immigrants. They don't say that about any other country in the world, but for somehow, when it comes to America, we are Americans. We are Americans. And people who aren't citizens are non-Americans. They are visitors. They are guests inside of our country. Just like if you went to China, you would be a guest in that country. Period. And it's the same thing here. It's like they get these talking points saying, oh, well, we're this, and no, we are Americans. And anyone that wants to be American needs to apply for citizenship. That's how it's done. And see, the problem with this country now is because that things have been given to the illegal immigrants from the past administration that destroyed this country. Now they feel entitled, they feel emboldened, they feel like they don't even have to follow our laws, because the way that the Democrats have set up this country is that they have committed crimes and they have released them back into the communities. They're not even being punished for crimes. Now they got crazy people out there on the left that these people are known criminals. Like when ICE go after them, they know who they're going after. They know this.
Haunted opinion, and what about the people that cross the border illegally if seeking asylum is legal? What about the people who come to this country illegally? What's your thoughts on that?
We're talking about the 14 million that came in, or plus. Yeah. They don't even know how many have come in, but in 4 years, there was an agenda.
He says,
4 years, you think we needed them to come in jobless, homeless, needing education, can't speak the language, letting out prisoners from Venezuela and insane asylums, and we needed that? We needed all that flocked into this country? We didn't need that. In 4 years, this country welcomes immigrants. This country loves people to come in, but there are laws like applying for citizenship. It's like it's a bad word now.
That's what I'm saying.
For them to apply for citizenship.
he must be illegal.
That's the law. That's the law. To apply for citizenship is the right thing. If you want to be American and you know that you're illegal and you want to remain in this country, apply for citizenship. Go through the process and you'll come out as a better American, because then you'll respect us, because then you went through the process and you learn what it is to be American. What's happening now, people are coming in with the values that they had at their countries, which are not in accordance to our values. They're coming in with the same dysfunctional mentality. And you see it in our streets. You see it in those sanctuary states. Look how they are behaving. And that's because they've been given housing. They've been giving Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, SNAP. I mean, in luxury apartments, they've been given everything. And look what happened. Instead of them being grateful and appreciative, they are burning our flags, cussing out our leadership, not obeying our laws, and they have the audacity to think that they're going to overpower our law enforcement. They're going to overpower our law. I mean, talking about a disrespect. What immigrant has ever done that coming inside of our country? Not the people that's already been here prior to the last 4 years. They came in and they work. Those illegal immigrants respect our country. They came here for a better life. The ones that came in now through that Biden administration is a whole different breed. We're saying gang names we never even had to deal with before. We have never been talking about NS-13, Trinidad, Raga, and all these other entities that have come inside of our country. This is new for Americans. That's what they have done to us.
Haunted optimist, is that because the truth hurts your feelings? Yeah, Lord, the truth hurts.
The truth hurts. You know, we expect people to come into our country and follow the laws. You know who has to follow the laws in the United States of America? We do. We do. You know what happens when we break the law? We go to jail. Is anybody there crying about being separated from their kids when we get locked up as Americans? They get separated from their families. Ain't nobody trying to break none of the Americans out of jail.
Optimist seems to be really in his feelings.
It's fine. They can feel, what they want to feel.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You said that word, saying vile hate against people.
You know what? That's just, when people do that, is like they have no substance and nothing to stand on. When people try to twist what you're saying, we're saying facts, apply for citizenship. We're saying we have to follow the law. What is wrong with that? Didn't you have to follow the law in your country? Didn't they have rules and regulations in your country? Could you do what you're doing in your country here that you think that you can do in the United States of America? That you're so above Americans that our Democratic politicians have you as a priority that they don't even talk about Americans? It's going to your head that they made you a priority, but guess what? The majority of Americans don't feel like the Democrats feel.
Gilberto Morales, you're definitely an illegal. Yeah, Bob said you should see Europe, the same thing as they tried here, completely overrun with illegals.
Yeah, when they come in and they don't want to respect the country. You're supposed to have some humility. You're supposed to have some appreciation. What country you come in and they use our taxpayer dollars for you over our vets, our homeless vets. They use my taxpayer dollars over our homeless citizens for you. There are Americans that don't have health care, that have died not having health care that they gave to you. You have not earned anything. And then you take and you poop on our laws, you disrespect our country and our values.
Well, haunted optimists, they're not coming here respectfully if they're breaking the law to enter our country. If you come here illegal, you're disrespecting
They act
America.
like that's not a law. Like, well, we gonna pick and choose the laws to follow?
Yeah.
Because we had a corrupt former administration that broke the law by opening up the borders and allowing you to come in because they wanted to legalize you to be able to vote. Their agenda was votes. Their agenda was not about you. And that's why they tried so hard to do everything they could to stop Trump from winning this election. But the people spoke. You know the Americans that spoke up and put Trump in office? Guess who did that? It was white people, black people, Asians, indigenous, Indians, disabled, vets. This is the first time that we came together as Americans. We all stood together as Americans. As Americans. We put him in office because we didn't like what they did to this country. And we knew we couldn't survive another 4 years of that because we were spiraling downwards. Kamala was not capable to handle the pressure of what's going on in the world. She certainly wouldn't be bringing money in the country. She certainly couldn't stop wars. She couldn't even speak without a teleprompter. And then when she did, it was in word salads and nobody understood what she was saying. That's not a leader. We needed Trump in the worst way to become president. Because this foolishness had to stop what they were doing to our beloved country. And then they still push an agenda, even in Superman movie. They knew the trailers, you had nothing to do with what the agenda was supposed to be in the movies. Nobody knew. I didn't know that it was supposed to be a woke Superman. I was like, oh, they got crypto. Oh, you see the trailer, how Superman grabbed that little girl and covered her and saved her. I mean, it looked like it was going to be spectacular. It was not a good movie.
Yeah, Dodger. It's going to take a lot of changes for that to change because of Joe Biden 1994 crime bill where he mass incarcerated black people and called us super predators.
Oh, they not getting that.
We say if we want things to change, we need to look at our family and our family history.
If we want things to change, we need to have them respect our voting power. We have voting power that we don't even exercise as a black community. We should have never put Joe Biden in office because what he did with that 1994 crime bill that caused mass incarceration of black men. We should have never campaigned for him. We should have never phone banked for him. We should have never had rallies for him. We should have never stood in the gap for him. And when he said, you ain't black unless you vote for me, he was the last person that we should have voted for what he did to our households and our communities, taking the black father out. That's how you can destroy a community. a generation. That's how you destroy generations. He said that we were worse. He said black men were super predators, beyond the pale, beyond rehabilitation. Just like no matter what crime they did, misdemeanor, just give them 40 years. Those judges calling out years like they were, like it was nothing.
And he was referring to us like we were creatures, like they walk among
Nothing. He act like that
Yeah.
black people don't have this. Weren't blessed with the same brains that God provided for all of us. Like we are not intelligent, smart, capable of achieving the great. We are scientists, inventors, doctors, lawyers, politicians, plumbers, electricians, astronauts, you name it. Entrepreneurs, billionaires, multi-millionaires, business owners. We have contributed so much to this country that it is not even funny. The things that we have invented that people use today. Even with all the suppression, this still is a great country for all of us. But the opportunities, we don't have to be on public assistance. We don't need to be on public housing because money is a terrible thing to waste. Go to school, go get a career, learn a trade. That's what you do. Don't get caught up in the system because they made the system for black people. They have abused their powers, and since we know what's going on, you don't keep voting for a party that's been in office for 12 of the last 16 years, have made promises that they have refused to keep because they don't have to keep it. They said, oh, when I campaigned for Biden, oh, we're going to give y'all the anti-hate crime bill, the George Floyd bill. You know what we got? Nothing. You know who got the anti-hate crime bill? The Asians, who didn't put him in office. We get nothing for our votes. You know what they gave us the past election? They just put Megan Thee Stallion on the stage and let her shake her ass. Cardi B, they gave us Beyonce for 4 minutes. Usher, all the different entertainers, and promised us nothing. That's not good enough. Watch out 2028.
And it just goes to show you that
Terrible.
It goes to show you that the liberals own the media, that this movie's getting good reviews, even though it was complete trash.
Well, the movie initially got those reviews, but they were looking at Rotten Tomatoes. But the other news sources, they're only getting 2 stars or 2.5 stars. It's flopping in the rest of the world. The rest of the world internationally, but now that the word is getting out about the movies, their numbers are falling. It's not even doing better than The Man of Steel. It's falling. It's falling because it wasn't even about being woke. It's about that it actually is an awful movie. It's not. The movie is actually isn't good, but you know when you're trying to throw, Yeah, he says a lot. You don't like him on?
Nah, not really.
When you don't actually have an agenda and you have a movie all over the place and you're trying to throw in politics and you want to make sense and you're putting it in and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in the movie. You know, the conversations, they don't fit. If they should have just done a movie that people would enjoy. But since they own Hollywood, they're going to use their power. They have the power.
Thanks, Light in the Moon.
They have the power. What?
No, they said they subscribe.
Oh, thank you. God bless you. Yeah, we usually don't do movie reviews, but since they want to do the comparison with Trump and Lex Luthor and you know Superman, you know, I'm like, when did that ever happen in a Superman movie that the president of the United States is being compared as Lex Luthor and to me it was Lex Luthor and Elon Musk, and it's like a combination of people.
Linnell,
We just want to go to the movies and enjoy it.
Linnell, when did we ever utter those words you just said that we're
What?
acting like? They said if you think you have to be the one to tell the story, at least do your homework. I can't stand individuals who talk and don't have facts and are so misinformed. They shout ignorance. So
Well,
sad.
enlighten us.
Exactly.
Enlighten
What
us.
did
We
say?
saw the movie,
Yeah.
but we don't want to do spoilers. It's hard to talk about it when a lot of people haven't seen the movie. This is our opinion, but we have to talk around what we really want to say because of the fact that people need to formulate their own opinion. We're not taking away your opinion, but we do know that Hollywood is controlled by the left. Hollywood, the media is owned by the left. What the media says is more influential than the freaking politics. They control how you think.
God bless you too, like, man.
I'm gonna put him on for a minute. Movie is really not that good. It really isn't. It really is a disappointment. And I think they should have stayed on one topic. Him fighting, even the freaking creatures that he was fighting didn't even. It looked like it just looked like it was someone in a costume.
Jonathan, what does this have to do with culture? We're talking about a movie. How is this a culture war to divide people? Bob said, would be great if YouTube will let you pick the country you want your viewers to be from. Yeah.
You know what we like for people to interact, and it's called communicating. So a lot of times, in order to grow as people wherever you go, this is a news flash, someone's always going to have a different opinion than yours. Wherever you go, everyone is not going to agree with you. These are facts. The way you see things is not how a lot of other people see things. That's facts. And that's why people come together and they talk about our differences and what we agree upon and what we don't agree upon. Nobody's trying to change your opinion, just like you're not going to change ours. We know for a fact that media is controlled by the left. We know for a fact that woke is Hollywood. Hollywood is woke. They control all the movies. They control everything that we see. Television is woke. All that's woke. They own everything. Disney, CBS, every company you could think of is the left. And they are influential. They do influence what we talk about and how we think. Because if you keep on hearing stuff over and over again, like they kept calling Trump Hitler, 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 you start thinking the man is Hitler.
We love, Jonathan, we love Snyder Cut. That's actually a superhero movie.
I love
Justice League Snyder Cut.
Zack Snyder. I love it. And a 4-hour movie. I didn't think I ever could watch it before. I watched Zack Snyder like at least 4 times.
Okay, dog, you're getting banned because you're being racist. We are well off black people.
Well, just say it. I mean, they need to hear my part. It's fine.
He said.
No, I didn't say read it. But what I'm saying is that when people hurting dogs, that's how they. That's that, yeah, okay. That's how they. Oh, I didn't know. That's how they feel when people are. When the truth hurts, they have nothing else to say. That's when they try to be racist. That's when they try to get personal. But that's when they attack. But you know what? You can't control the world like that.
Yeah, I'll say it so you can reply to it. He said, all you people keep projecting for your failures in life and blaming another group of people. Typical from these kind of folks. If I'll make sure to give brothers a couple of bucks, go to work and do something.
Well, look, you ain't got enough money for me. You couldn't afford me, dude. So you keep your little change in your pockets. And you know what? It's funny how people think that, just to be clear, my entire family, expanded family, we all are doing extremely well. We all own single homes. We all drive multiple luxury cars that are paid for with cash. That's the only way I buy a car. Out and out. We all have higher education. We're writers, doctors, we're in the military, we're electricians, everything you could think of. Businessmen, business owners, that's who we are. We don't want for nothing because our help doesn't come from man, it comes from God. He said, the young lion do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek God will not lack any good thing. We don't want for anything because we don't put man over God. You're looking at what man can do for you. We look what God can do because you can't outdo God in anything. So I'm blessed to be a blessing. That's my goal. My thing is that God made it so that just because I'm well off, I don't have to I don't have to forget about everyone else. I care about other people.
Yeah,
I care that people, Americans, are sleeping out on the streets. I care about that. It's not about me. It's about my fellows, Americans. And we got to take care, I'm going to take care of my house before I take care of yours. And the United States need to take care of our house before they keep taking care of everyone else while our people are suffering. So it's not anything that we're lacking. Don't go by race, because we are black people are we're like the next highest paid people in the world are foundational black Americans. We have deep pockets.
Yeah, that comment was totally racist.
We have deep pockets. You must be thinking about the 1930s or something. You're not talking about 2025. Everything's available for anyone that wants it. If you want to go to school, you can go to college. Whatever you want to be an astronaut, you can be an astronaut. But we got to be smart. We don't need handouts. We need a hand up, not a hand out. And I want everyone to be successful. And I believe in doing things the right way. Is anything wrong with that? If I was a legal immigrant, I would want to get my citizenship, because I would want to have my certificate of naturalization. That's what I would do. If I wanted so badly to be American, that would why everybody running around trying to run from ICE and all this stuff on. I would be getting my papers. I would go back to my home country. Trump said, look, use the app. We'll pay $1,000. You be on top of the list as long as you don't have a record, and we will bring you back. I would take him up on that. That's what I would, because I already know what my country is like. I already know how to make it there. I already have family there. That's where that's where my family would be. So I would take him up on that, and I would come back the right way. That's what I would do. Because everybody know that it's wrong. If it wasn't wrong, you wouldn't be running from ICE. If you weren't illegally here, you wouldn't be hiding. So you know you broke the law. We have a constitution for a reason. When you cross that border, you broke the law. And you want us to be obligated to take care of you over our citizens. That's not right. And we've been doing it for years now. And we can't afford you. We need to be taking care of our own. And that's all that we're saying. And we can agree to disagree, but these are facts. This is how it is. If your country or where you're from, that should be your priority, your fellow countrymen. You're not going to have somebody come from Zimbabwe to your country and say, give me this, give me health care, give me education, give me that, and walk over people from your country, wherever you're from, that they're going to walk over your fellow countrymen like they trash. And then have the audacity to try to say something to American citizens. What the audacity? The audacity to try to say something to Americans. The audacity. That's how much entitlement that they have because of the left. The audacity. They think that we should have prioritized you over American citizens that go out there and work every day. That we gotta go to work to pay our mortgages, our rent. We gotta go to work to pay our car notes. We gotta go to work to have our health insurance. But this stuff they gave to you. And then you want to shit on us. And talk down about us. And disrespect us. Because you don't want to follow the laws that we are made to follow. We have to follow the law. Or there's consequences for us as well. But you want to come here and you don't even respect the American citizens. They don't even respect our law enforcement. They don't respect our president. They don't respect our flag. They don't respect anything American. And we're supposed to be on your side. Black Americans, we standing down. We're not out there. I'm the person that organized those kind of rallies. Normally, I'd be charging away. No, we standing down. Because we're not going out there. We're not going, it's not our fight. We go out there, then y'all get catch and release. They'll keep us in prison for 30 years. See how the rules work? We standing down. We're Americans. We don't have to fight to be Americans. We are already Americans. And that's the difference between the ones that have come here and not. We don't have to rally. We already have those rights. We don't have to disrespect our police officers because we want them to keep us safe and to protect us. We are Americans. And the American dream is supposed to be for us. That's what our country is about. And that's why if I was an illegal immigrant, I would apply for citizenship. People act like that's a curse word. And then the spin they try to do is like, America don't want immigrants. Like if you with the right or MAGA or the Republicans, oh, they don't like, that's a lie from hell. That is not the case. The only thing we're saying is get your citizenship. You're welcome here. But you want to claw your way and make demands and act like you have some entitlement over American citizens. It don't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You want to be American, follow the laws of this land. You want to be American, then you stop the rally. Stop acting up. Stop attacking our police officers. Stop hiding, wrap your faces up and all this kind of stuff. The left leadership, the Democratic leaders, are hiding behind these people because they're trying to take over a voting bloc. They think if you jump up and down enough that somehow, some way you're going to become a citizen. Nah, dog, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to apply for it. It's not going to happen. And you know what? The Democrats are counting on their votes. Guess what the black people are going to do? While they doing everything for y'all and nothing for us, we not going to vote for Democrats any longer. How? They better get that news flash. Y'all can put up Al Sharpton all y'all want to. That little sellout. They gave him $500,000 to lie to us. Y'all could put Oprah out there. They gave her $250 million to do a fake interview with Kamala. Y'all could put Beyonce out there. They gave her $10 million to try to lie to us. Y'all could put all those Jamal Bryant, the fake wannabe Dr. Martin Luther King, with his lying stuff. You can put big head Roland Martin out there, who's not about us. He's about his black media and padding his pockets. He don't give a damn about black people. You know you always have the sellouts. Those are all the sellouts. D.L. Hughley, all of them. They're not fighting for us. They fighting to keep us suppressed and keep us thinking that we can't surpass what's going on. Like we can't go to school or something. I don't know what it is. Because there's more of us that are successful than not. Did you know that? That stereotype about black people, that there's more of us successful than not. More of us are living in single homes and living in the upper middle class than not. That most of us have well-paying jobs and great benefits. That we are millionaires and billionaires. Than not. That picture they keep trying to paint, like black people are suffering. There are more poor white people than they are black people, but they want to make black people the poster child. It's not like that. You can become successful if you want to. And Trump agenda is us getting out there. And he's contributing tons of money to HBCUs in technology because he knows we all have to do well for this country to do well. He wants all of us to do well. You can't have one group of people doing well and everybody else not doing well. He's investing in my community. He did the First Step Act when Biden was doing the freaking mass incarceration of black people. Trump comes along and do the First Step Act. They get black people out of jail that have been incarcerated for these crazy amounts of time. You got geniuses that are in these prisons that shouldn't be there. You got people that's in there that's been given these crazy sentences because jail is slavery. So there's a lot that's going on. But we need a president like President Trump. He's right. Get out there and work. He's bringing jobs back to this country. And all those black people that have a record, I think that needs to be clarified when he said black jobs. Because there are a lot of black men that have got caught up in the system. They can't get regular jobs unless they become business owners. And those construction jobs were black jobs. They pay, well, those are black jobs. You know who has all the construction jobs? The illegal immigrants. They're not on farms. You know who cut my grass today? You know who cut most of the grass? Because you know in single homes you got a lot of land and all that kind of stuff. There is more illegal immigrants cutting grass and doing landscaping and have the businesses. That's what's going on. They're in the housekeeping. They're in the hotel. They're in, you know, customer service. They're answering the phones. Those were jobs that were black people were doing. So there was a decline of black jobs under Biden administration, and there was an increase. The only people was getting hired were illegal immigrants. They were getting hired more than Americans, period, regardless of your ethnicity, period. That's what they were doing. They prioritized them over us, and that's why they behave the way they do. Because just like a child, when you give them everything they don't have to earn, they don't respect you. They don't respect our country, and they don't respect Americans. They act like we're not supposed to get anything or say anything, that we're supposed to just go along with this narrative. But it's not like that. Go ahead, you want to say something? I want to put them on.
No.
Read what someone is saying. You know, we got to get away from that. And then they want to come out of a movie that's supposed to be enjoyable. Superman is supposed to be an enjoyable family movie. It's not supposed to be about the left, the right, politics. None of this stuff. Look what they did with Superman. Wait till y'all see it. It didn't make any sense. I couldn't wait to go to movies. Just to see the movie. I thought it was going to be great. When I was seeing the previews, I was excited. We was counting down the weeks to go to the movies and see Superman. Up in the way. It's a bird. It's a plane. And no, it's Superman. Everybody knows that. The truth in the American way. Truth and justice in the American way. That's what Superman is supposed to represent. Nah, they didn't want that. They had to put their agenda in Superman.
Pan said best Superman movie so far.
Yeah. That's a lie.
That's not compared
Let
to
me
Man
put my
of
dude
Steel.
on. That's a lie. I gotta put him on.
Aren't extremely retarded. Why are they two backwards rednecks who I do not care about? The only few things I can think of that are semi-even passable was Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, which was funny because the dude was just a douchebag. And Lois Lane and Clark Kent weren't really that.
I could go back because this guy description, I mean, he really like lands the plane on this Superman.
New movie, and I'm not alone on this. Just look at the reviews. So people will jump to Rotten Tomatoes right here and try to prove me wrong, saying that, what are you saying, little bro? The movie is a success. 95 on the audience score. Everybody loves it. I looked through that audience score. It was a big load of bots that loved Crypto, the little cute dog, which was one of the most retarded parts about the entire movie. You come over to a real source like, I don't know, Empire Magazine, and they have it rated 2 out of 5 stars, saying exactly what I'm saying. The movie is so messy and garbage. The end of the movie is just a CGI mess. The Guardian, 2 out of 5 stars. I don't really know what people are seeing here, but it's getting destroyed. Another news source says it's painfully mediocre. Another news source rates it 2.5 stars out of 5. I don't know what I'm missing here. The movie isn't some 10 out of 10. Everybody knows it's spasticated. You just don't want to hear it. Now, I'd love to go in depth and show everything on screen, but I just need to tell you, for the people who haven't watched this movie, how ridiculously bad this is. For the first hour of the movie, Superman is on the ground, screaming and whining. That's not a joke, it's not rage bait. He literally doesn't get up off of the ground for a full 60 minutes. He's in some pocket wormhole universe, and in that universe, Lex Luthor, who is terrible and gay, by the way, for some reason, he just shows up and shows Superman that everybody online trying to cancel Superman, typing angry comments, aren't actually real. They're a big load of monkeys typing at a keyboard. No, that's not a joke. I didn't make that up. James Gunn is saying that everybody hating and review bombing Superman are monkeys. So let me just do it.
This is crazy. I mean, like, he goes on and his name, he rants about movies, but he's saying a lot of stuff that's so true.
He thinks you're a monkey.
That was his sentiments on
About
Superman.
400 pounds in the terribly made suit. There's kids all over this movie. Why do you ask? Because it's a James Gunn production. And we'll just pretend like this guy isn't a freak. Every single person in Metropolis is Indian and play really big parts in the movie. Like some random Indian convenience store worker or something comes up and just says something to Superman and ends up in the plot of the movie. The dude is the linchpin of the entire movie somehow. Some random taco vendor. Forget what everybody is telling you, saying that Man of Steel and every other superhero movie is dark and gritty, and this one is hopeful and full of joy. Let's cut out the politics for a second. This is a disgrace to making movies in general. People talk about how bad Deadpool and Wolverine was. It had no story, it was just cameos for the entire thing. This is the exact same and 10 times worse. I'm not overreacting and I'm not making a big deal out of it. This movie doesn't have a plot. It has no story. It has barely any redeeming elements. People make fun of it all the time. The American acting legend Kevin Costner, who played Superman's dad in Man of Steel. And people are actually saying that these two random spastics that they have in Superman 2025 is somehow better. Watch the movie and tell me that his two parents aren't extremely retarded. Why are they two backwards rednecks who I do not care about? The only few things I can think of that are semi-even passable was Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, which was funny because the dude was just a douchebag. And Lois Lane and Clark Kent weren't really that bad, except for when Clark had an autistic meltdown and his voice went so high-pitched, like some little bitch. And Lois Lane goes off on a monologue about fake punk rock.
It was like what he's saying, that's not half of what he said, but he made like some valid points. It was like you didn't even see Clark Kent. I think they showed Clark Kent maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe in the movie. And some of the other people that was in the movie, like Mr. Terrific and who was it, Mr. and Jimmy Olsen, had shown them more than Superman. It was a disappointment. But then on top of the disappointment, then they had this left agenda. It was like, it was such a disappointment. I was looking so forward to Superman. I am not kidding. I was really looking forward. It has been a while since I was actually looking forward because the nostalgia of Superman, everybody loves Superman and Batman and Spider-Man, those type of movies, especially if you was a kid growing up in America. You saw these cartoons, you saw the movies, you saw this all the time. And but it never had this type of agenda. But the movie was so all over the place. They were so busy trying to make this about their agenda, a woke agenda, that they just screwed the whole entire movie up. It was bad cutting. It was bad. What does it call, Elijah? It was just bad. The editing was bad. It was bad. The creatures were bad. They looked like they were in costume. I think Godzilla had a better costume than what they were fighting in this Superman movie. It looked so fake and phony, this monster. And then him and Lois, they kissing. That's on like one of the trailers. They're kissing while Mr. Terrific and them are out there fighting this, looked like a starfish with colors and everything. It was crazy. So it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't what a lot of us expected. So I don't know if any of you guys have actually seen this movie. I don't know if you guys seen this movie. Let's see. She needs to wake up. And when did Superman become about a president and about the left and all this politics? I mean, boy, talking about killing a movie. Yeah. Good God. The director killed the movie himself by saying that it was a woke movie. It's about immigrants. And if they want to talk about kindness, the left has not been kind at all. They've been extremely hateful. And there's nothing kind about their behavior.
But as a comic book fan, that movie was extremely disappointing to me. Luckily, Superman's not my favorite character. It's Spider-Man, so I hope they don't do this to Spider-Man. But yeah, that movie was really let down.
Yeah, Spider-Man. He does. James Gunn doesn't do Spider-Man right.
Nah.
He does the Flash.
So you got my Batman shirt.
You know. He can see that.
I'm just trying to show it off.
But I like Superman. I always like Superman.
Yo,
So
they ruined your favorite.
yeah, they ruined him, and it's terrible. But I don't know how many of you guys actually got to see the movie. But it was so much going wrong with the movie that it wasn't just a little bit. It was everything. It was everything. There was so many things that was, and we can't talk about because we don't want to do any spoilers. Maybe we would do one that we could actually go in detail about the movie. But I wouldn't waste my money to go see it. I wouldn't go, and waste my money. I would just try to watch as many reviews and just listen what people have to say and wait until it comes out on Netflix or IMAX or where they might show.
HBO Max.
HBO Max or something. I wouldn't spend all that money going to the movie theaters to see it because the best part of the movie was the editing with the trailers. That was the best part. That really had me hyped. I thought that it was going to be a phenomenal movie. I said, wow, James Gunn finally did a movie worth going to see. Nah, dog. He did his same old jacked up movies as usual.
Dang, I know
He did the same thing. He is a terrible director.
I know they're missing Zack Snyder now.
Everybody tell me they miss Zack Snyder now.
Yeah.
When he tried to do with the Amazons, is that the Justice League?
Yeah.
The Amazons, when they had what? The Flash,
Yeah,
Wonder
Justice
Woman, Batman, Cyborg, and who else?
Superman.
And Superman. Aquaman was in it too, wasn't he?
No, that's
Okay. Well, anyway, when they did,
Aquaman, yeah.
yeah, he was. I know
I
more
was
about it
confusing
than
Marvel
you.
with DC.
Yeah, but he ruined that. Then Zack Snyder did his version. It was like comparing apples to oranges.
Night and day.
Yeah, it was night and day. It was a big difference with the directors. But James Gunn has no direction. And whoever, I don't even know what kind of script it was because the script had to have been all over the place. It didn't make any sense. But I think their biggest problem was trying to make it a woke agenda for Superman and probably, doing so many cuts and trying to put it together. They just, like, they would cut somewhere and you're seeing him facing around and then it would just cut somewhere, like he on a farm. Like, it just cut somewhere else. None of it made any sense. There was no, like, true storyline. It was so many different things going on and nothing made any sense.
Yeah, I just looked it up. They
What?
said not only did James Gunn direct Superman, he also wrote Superman.
Oh
So
my
this was-
God.
Yeah.
That's why it was bad.
He's credited as the sole screenwriter.
Go ahead.
He's credited as the sole screenwriter, and he wrote the movie and directed it. James Gunn.
He wrote and directed. So this monster, this failure is all on him. But what did y'all say about the whole comparison that you had about them doing an analogy that this supposed to be about Trump and all of that? How did they put that together, like the characters? Because James Gunn did this, and this was intentional. I didn't know that he was actually the writer of the movie.
I have to look that
I
up.
thought he was just a director. So this was intentional by Hollywood, and it's amazing. No matter how many movies he does that flop, they continue to have this guy. He does Marvel. I thought you were going to read chat what it says about the comparison to Trump and the Superman movie. How they try to correlate that together.
They said that cultural context, it was released during Trump's presidency and his aggressive immigration policies. The film's immigrant-centered message becomes politically charged. Gunn has criticized Trump before, actually, called him an incompetent president, and his emphasis on kindness and moral courage seen as a contrast to Trump's rhetoric. The film focused on Superman as a welcoming refugees hero, directly challenges Trump's narrative, and yeah.
It's amazing how they made Trump the bad guy because Biden opened up the borders and caused this chaos. Biden caused this chaos, and Trump is left now holding the bag. They got to do something about it because all these people is unsustainable to carry them. It's unsustainable. We don't have 14 million people for farms. It's unsustainable. The country is broke. We're broke. The Bank of America is closed. We don't have the money.
And I didn't know he spoke out previously against Trump. He called him an incompetent president.
And he's a competent
director
and writer.
So this whole time he's been against Trump.
It says, you know, and what you're getting from this live screen, we take a closer look at the messaging behind the new Superman film and why Republicans believe it takes aim at the core of America First values, from things that challenge the strong borders to subtle jabs at the conservative ideals. This movie has sparked controversy across the political spectrum. We break down how Hollywood is shifting iconic characters to reflect a progressive narrative, what that means for those who support President Trump's vision of secure borders, national identity, traditional American values. Is Superman still a symbol of truth, justice, and the American way? Or has it been reimagined? They love that word. That's why I use it. To serve a different agenda. Tune in now to join us. So they reimagine who Superman is supposed to be and what he stands for. It's been reimagined. They love that word. We're going to reimagine the police force. We're going to reimagine. You know, it's just amazing. But to take something like as iconic as Superman and James Gunn, now I'm glad you enlightened me. Did y'all know that James Gunn actually wrote this lame movie?
And spoke out against Trump before? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the comparison, it was like, I'm talking about the characters, how Trump is supposed to be Lex Luthor or, but to me, it sounds like it was more Elon. Like AI, robots, and because that's what Elon Musk does, the robots and the IG and all that kind of stuff. That's the AI, I mean, that's more Elon. So, I don't know, it was like a mixture of characters, but he tried to blend it, but he did a horrible job. He did a horrible job. You guys, get these likes up. We only have, how many likes? Can we get it up to 100 likes? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This is just our movie review. We normally don't do movie reviews, but this was, you know, this was a different tone movie. It was more a political agenda movie, so that's why we're speaking about it.
Dan said James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy did better than Man of Steel and got sequels that did better than Batman vs Superman and Justice League. I'm done listening to you. Peace.
We didn't ask you to listen at all. Peace out. You know, people are funny. But that's because you haven't seen Superman yet. You can tell the people haven't seen Superman. When you see Superman, it's not a good movie. It really isn't. Not just the political agenda. The movie sucks.
Yeah, that fanboy.
It sucks. I had a hard time trying to watch it.
That fanboy for James Gunn go out the window when you see the movie, actually.
They're going to find out. Yeah. I mean, it was poorly made, poorly done. See, that's what happens when you try to throw all these different agendas in there that don't belong in there, and you try to make, they want now, before they make Kilmar Garcia the poster child for the Democratic Party, now they done made Superman the poster child for the Democratic Party, because he's an alien, he's an illegal immigrant.
And guys, when you see the movie, you'll see that they added new stuff and that applies to current
like
times.
the No King protest. Yeah. They just, and then, you know, they've been made this movie. They put that in there. So just not put the protest, but using that type of dialogue. So it's amazing what the lengths that they went to try to thrust this onto the American people, but they didn't want it to be successful. They just wanted to get their agenda out there. Because when you alienate half of the country, and the majority of the country feels a certain way about deporting the immigrants, the majority of the country want all the illegal immigrants deported.
Yeah.
Democrats and Republicans. So.
And to reply to Dan, did you know that Man of Steel actually has done better than the new Superman movie overseas?
Yeah.
So you got to say that too.
But now that people watch how the box office, it's a flop. It's already flopping. They got people from those trailers that they spent, $115 million they spent on advertising and these trailers. They got us all excited. So everybody ran to the movies. But now, after word of mouth is getting out, People not gonna be flocking to go see the movie, and it completely flopped overseas, and that's a first. So people are getting out, and it's not what people sign up for. And I think it's not just the politics that's in the movie. The movie itself didn't make any sense.
It's a bad movie.
It really
And
is.
the editing was very choppy. Like they'll be
Yeah,
here and then this the next scene.
And even the supposed to be monsters that they were fighting
Yeah.
were they looked like they were people in suits. They didn't even look like real monsters. Like
Yeah.
that thing that it was fighting. I mean, Godzilla. They would have been better having Godzilla. At least he looked real in movies. I mean, it was terrible. Like Jurassic Park had better dinosaurs and things like that, and those movies look real. Whatever Superman was fighting, I don't know what that thing was supposed to have been. It looked like just some. It didn't even look like a monster. It looked funny. It looked hilarious. It looked strange. And then he kissing Lois, and this starfish round thing with lights, like with rainbow lights. Maybe that was for the LGBTQ. I don't know. He kissing them. Oh yeah, they got it. It was just a strange movie. It was strange. It was so much all over the place. They tried to have wokeness in there, everything in there. It was like, it was so choppy. And even, what is it called? The cinema, the IG, what is it called?
What, the editing?
Not just the editing, the GI.
CGI.
The CGI was awful.
Yeah.
That wasn't even well done. So when you do see it, save your money. Save your money. I'm serious. Save your money. Like, even if it had the woke stuff and stuff, if it was a good movie, it'd be different. I would feel different, but it really was a disappointment. And this is somebody that really loves Superman. Up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. Woo-hoo. Who doesn't love Superman? But James Gunn wrote this movie. He wrote it for his constituents. He wrote it for Hollywood. This is their agenda. He wrote it for mainstream media. This is his agenda. He wrote it for the Democratic Party because that's who they represent. Hollywood, they're the Democratic Party. So you're going to get that type of movie right now when they're trying to move forward with trying to legalize illegal immigrants, which is not going to happen.
And guys, you could look it up. I forgot his name, but an actor who plays Superman said that James Gunn should have left politics out of the movie. What's his name, like Dean something?
Yeah, Dean Cain. Matter of fact, I have a video with him.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'll see if I can find
Superman.
it. He plays Superman, and he's disappointed that I think he's right here. I don't see if he says something that he was disappointed. Let's see if I can get him.
Modifier for what some.
Just want to make sure that it doesn't have. Let me see if they have him on the interview.
You're not too far.
Did you see him? He's right there.
They had the Fox News and stuff.
Okay, we'll see what they had to say. I wasn't going to show.
You've come under a lot of fire for what some might.
That's
It's
why
a
I
lot.
thought the music's not in there. We don't know that part of their music.
Since his creation, Superman has not only become designed to entertain, but he has also become an inherent reflection of the times he lives in.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird. Superman, 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 Superman. Easy, miss. I got you.
Don't forget to
And
hit the
at the
like,
dawn
share,
of a new cinematic
subscribe.
age for DC Comics, James Gunn, the director of Superman 2025, described his film as political, and also described the importance of his immigrant status.
I thought we might do an interview.
He said, Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated
No, he
the country.
came from.
But for me, it
what
is mostly
planet
a
was
story
that?
that says basic human
Krypton.
kindness is a value and is something we have lost. Gunn's comments sparked immediate backlash from the far-right MAGA crowd, fueling a culture war that has seen the 2025 Trump administration targeting immigration.
Democrats said, please don't call them animals. They're humans. I said, no, they're not humans. They're not humans. They're animals. We're a dumping ground. We're like a garbage can for the world.
What's your background? Where do you hail from?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain, actually. See, I'm from, pretty far away. Another galaxy, as a matter of fact.
Despite his original creation in 1938 by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the sons of Jewish immigrants, and Superman's own origin from an alien world, sent to Earth to make a better life for himself, after his planet was destroyed. Many have accused the film of being super woke.
We don't go to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. I wonder if it'll be successful.
You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
Wow. Actor Dean Cain, who starred as the Man of Steel in Lois and Clark between 1993 and 1997, has been notedly critical of a woke Superman, stating, I think bringing Superman into it, I think that was a mistake by James Gunn to say it's an immigrant thing, and I think it's going to hurt the numbers of the movie. Yet his own comments have been deemed ironic.
Yeah, so that's he played Superman, and that's what he said that I think they should have left it out of it. I think they should have just gave us a really good Superman movie. We hear enough of what the politicians have to say, what everyone has to say, the red, the blue, the right, the left. We hear it all. So I think that they should have just give it a rest, let people go to the movies and enjoy the movies, period. It was unnecessary. But because they own Hollywood, they own the media, they influence us what to think, what to say, how to feel. They can change the narrative of your character just by telling people over and over and over again that you're something that you're not, and people will believe it. That's how the media works. And then the things that we're seeing is people that are doing that are the right things to do, we call it wrong. Because now they're calling wrong right and right wrong. That's what's going on now. Because the media is influencing how people think. People are upset about things while people are doing the wrong things.
It doesn't make any sense to push this narrative, because Superman was born not born, but he was raised in America. He was raised in Kansas.
He's from Krypton. He's from how did they now they want Superman to be the poster child. He's an alien. He's an E.T.
Yeah, he's from Krypton, but he grew up in Kansas.
Right, but I'm saying that how are they trying to put him with an immigrant story when he's an alien from a whole nother universe? You know, Kilmar Garcia wasn't good enough. He was just from El Salvador. Now they want to use Superman, and he's the poster child now for the left. He's the symbol, right? It's crazy. He's not an immigrant. He's an alien from another freaking planet. Made up character. Well, anyway, you guys, I guess we're going to see, like, hopefully later on, after the movie is out for a while, because I think a lot of people, they won't have a real opinion until you actually go to the movies and see it for yourself.
Ruck, Republican, you can't even spell laugh. You spell it Liaguh.
People are going to have to go and have the experience for themselves to see how awful that movie is. And it's such a disappointment. I think that they should have just stayed on target. I don't know what kind of writing James Gunn does, but he never needs to write another movie in his freaking life, nor does he need to direct any movie, because it was that bad. And they're paying this man, they spent like $213 million or $225 million to make this movie. Then they did like $100 million for advertising. They spent over $300 million for this garbage.
And usually
it was trash.
Usually directors don't write movies too. They're usually just the director.
But that's how he did Flash. He took scenes from another movie. Remember how he took pieces, had babies in microwaves? He didn't. That was just as bad. It was awful.
That was the worst.
That was I didn't want to see. But Flash had to have. He getting babies in microwaves and all this crazy stuff. It was that
running in a circle.
Running in circles. It looked like cars or whatever. That was bad. And now
CGI Superman.
CGI Superman. Not even real Superman. Nicolas Cage was a green Superman. He looked like he was the Martian. He put Nicolas Cage in it, but wouldn't put the guy that was playing Superman. What was his name?
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Yeah, wouldn't put him in the movie. You had a cardboard of him. It was just crazy. But anyway, you would have to see this movie for yourself to understand what we're saying. But this is where we're at, fellow Americans. Now we're at that they have now made everything about politics. I mean, not even being able to go see a kind of movie like Superman that people that's from America have grown up on, have watched, their kids have watched, and from cartoons to movies to television shows, all of it, all of it. And this is what they have done to it. They have really trashed it, and it was no story, no storyline. None of it made sense. Superman was always getting beaten up. He was getting beaten up.
Well, William, why do you feel that way? How was that movie amazing? It was the first comic book movie you saw that felt like they took a comic book and put it on the screen.
It was not.
What
No, that
made
stuff
you-
was not from no comic book.
What
about
made
that.
you feel that way?
It was not from no comic book. It was not from a comic book. Then they do Mr. Terrific and all these, and what was the wing lady?
Hawk Girl.
Hawk Girl and all that. That was not. That was not. It was. That was not a good movie at
I
all.
want to say something else I didn't, but it's a spoiler.
Yeah, I don't want. I'm trying not to even talk about Supergirl, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Just kind of spoiled it.
No, but they'll know what's going on. It's like terrible. Even the dog was like, I thought it was gonna be cute. They had like Crypto was stupid. He's supposed to be a super dog, but they had him like a dumb dog. He was so undisciplined. He didn't listen to anything, and and he should have been smart, like a smart dog.
Didn't he get angry at someone?
Oh, Crypto?
Yeah. He started growling at someone.
I don't know who he was. The dog was all over the place. So I thought that I'm glad he was in the movie. Don't get me wrong, because nobody else put Crypto in the movie. So I was looking forward to Crypto. He would have been the star, but I think that it could have been better if they had him smarter than what he was. At least as smart as the German Shepherd. They had him like this. Like he needed to go to discipline school. He didn't listen to Superman at all, so he was just all over the place. He was unruly.
But this shows you that James Gunn is not talented. It's just
He's not
directing
talented.
or writing movies anymore.
And then you're trying to put an agenda in it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to
That's
tell
what he
people.
wanted.
Then you're going to tell people before the movie. He should have been, shh,
Yeah.
don't tell people. You're going to tell people. Right there, you just stop a flock of people from going just by telling people that you had an agenda in the
That's
movie.
because the disgusting things he said, he's trying to get people on his side again, is what he's probably doing. Because he said some horrendous stuff.
Yeah, I mean, why would you spoil your own movie? I mean, they don't even think right.
Oh, like the stuff he said?
I don't know what he said. I know he used to deal with children.
That's what I'm
I be
talking
trying to get, what's that? I'm trying to get that out of my head. James Gunn has done accused of stuff with kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what was some of the stuff like?
He was writing on Twitter about being a pedophile to little children.
He was writing that?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Being a pedophile to
Yeah.
children? And they made him the head of
That's why
Marvel
Marvel
and
fired
DC.
him. Yeah.
But then Marvel, didn't they
Brought
hire him back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the head of Marvel and freaking DC, and this is the worst guy ever.
He got more money for
He's
it.
He's destroying both of them, DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
He's horrible. You watch some of his movies. And even his did he do Wonder Woman? No, it was that other lady director that did Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, she was just as bad. She was horrible.
Did he direct? Well, her first Wonder Woman was good, though.
Yeah, but did he do that?
No, that was
Yeah, I didn't think so. He's not a good director. Now he's writing.
Didn't he direct the Suicide Squad, too?
Yes, I don't know. Suicide Squad is his movies.
Yeah.
And that did horrible. This guy. But anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us. Go to the movies. Happy summer.
See Jurassic World.
Yeah, we're going to go see Jurassic World. See, I love Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic World. Those are my kind of movies. And they have better dinosaurs, look better than what they had in this freaking Superman. That was awful.
He tried to make it way too funny, too.
It was
jokes.
Yeah, the jokes weren't funny. Superman wasn't funny. He was whiny. He was not a man's man. I don't know what was going on. It was a lot of disappointments, but it was just no storyline that you couldn't follow. Like, they raising the flag, but Superman not there. Like you see on the trailer, it's a mess. I'm not joking.
I don't know why they wouldn't choose a villain like Brainiac or a villain like Bizarro or someone who was a big villain in Superman comics that was great. Like, Brainiac is my favorite Superman villain. I didn't like the choice of villain they chose for this.
Well, for this movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it was all over the place. It's like a lot to say that you can't say. It's hard to give y'all a description, but it wasn't just about being woke. It really is. It was poorly directed and was poorly written, and that's the truth. There was no storyline to follow.
Gunn.
It was.
That's what James Gunn did.
You know, the CGI was horrible. The monsters didn't look like monsters. I don't know where you see better monsters in Godzilla and King Kong and stuff. I mean, they were terrible.
And then how they did it was so flip-floppity. Like, one moment Lois hates him, and then next she's in love with him.
Yeah, and then this Superman, as soon as it started, all he is getting beaten up. When was Superman supposed to ever be beaten up all the time? And then he goes to work. It was like crazy. It was not good. I'm sorry. I'm saying it because I'm really disappointed because I really wanted it to succeed. I wanted to go see a great movie. It's such an iconic movie. You know, Superman is like everyone. It's summertime. You want that summertime great movie and all that. That's gonna be Jurassic Park.
That's where I took a girl out on the first date.
Yeah, that's where
see
he went.
Superman.
And he paid, boy. He paid for them tickets. He went to the movies with his girl, and you know, trying to have the best experience, the best seats, the reclining seats. Where you paid almost $30 per ticket.
Yeah, and I didn't want her to
for the movies.
I didn't want her to see that I didn't like the movie, so I had to be like, yeah, that was pretty cool. I couldn't be like completely like, oh, I hated this, hated that, hated this, even though I didn't like the movie at all. But I had a great time still.
Yeah. So, but I kept my money, so I didn't go. You know, but I did go now. I wanted to make sure I did get to see the movie before we came on so that I could have an honest opinion about it and to share with you guys my experience. But I think that they need to stop this pushing this agenda even in the movies. Let us go to movies, enjoy our summer, enjoy our families, enjoy our cookouts, our barbecues, going to the shore, going on vacations. That's what we should be doing. Not all of this nonsense. It's a constant. It's literally a constant. They need to take a time out, give it a rest. Start back up in September with all this nonsense. Because nobody's getting elected from now until then. Nobody's changing parties. Trump's still going to be president. And the Democrats still going to be giving us nothing. Don't have a leader. I mean, come on. We know what's going on now. There's no agenda there. So now they want Superman to be the poster child. That's what they did. They wanted him to be the poster child. They don't have a poster child. You know, they was going in as 13, Kilmar Garcia, and now they say, oh, we can make Superman. He's supposed to be for the, what is it, the American way, right?
That was
Truth, justice, and the American way.
That was to give the illegal immigrants some hope. That movie was for them. It wasn't for Americans. Or just a movie for you to enjoy.
Nobody was feeding into that. That was one alien from another world. It didn't even go together. That's how that didn't make sense. That wasn't like 15 million people invaded a country illegally. This was about one alien that came from another planet. He was E.T. So that's a far cry, but they tried. They tried, you guys.
Davis Johnson, how is this movie Trump's fault? Now they're blaming Trump for this movie.
What? Are you serious?
They said this is what America voted for. Now we're forced to deal with this garbage.
No, this is what, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be all right. Trump inherited this bullshit. Biden opened up the borders and dumped this, and this became American problem. We wasn't dealing with this 4 years ago. This wasn't our problem 4 years ago. This is what they did to the country. That's what the Democrats did to this country. And it's not the illegal immigrants' fault. This is what they did. This was an agenda. They wanted another voting bloc to retain power. This is all about power. This is a house of cards, you guys. It's all about power. It has nothing to do with illegal immigrants. They don't give a damn about the illegal immigrants. This is about power. This is about, they don't have no leader. They can't tell you what a man is. They can't tell you what a woman is. They can't tell you what nothing is. But they want to rule the world. With no, just like that, how the movie, go see the movie. That's how they want to rule this world. There's no agenda. There's no agenda. There's no real leader. There was no real leader in Superman. There's no leader. That's what they want. That's the real deal. That's the objective. And that's what Biden and these Democrats did to the, we're reaping what they did to this country. Trump just got in office. He didn't open up the borders. He closed them damn borders.
Now another user, Jack, is saying name the policy that opened up the borders.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? You know the first day of office, every executive order that Trump had for the borders that they abolished, they opened up the borders. Do you know that they gave them an app to come in? Do you know that they were flying them in? You know all this, right?
Selling parts of the border.
They did not, they let them free. You know, there was hundreds of thousands of people coming in over the border for the last 3 or 4 years, hundreds of thousands of people per month. Do you know that, right? That's what the Democrats did. The Biden administration did that. This 4 years ago, the borders were not open like this. And you know who deported more than anybody? President Obama. President Obama. But nobody said nothing about that. Not a damn thing.
Jack, you could look it up yourself about how Joe Biden opened up the border.
He know it. They know
it.
Trump, you think the borders just got open to yesterday?
Yeah, he's saying you can't name it because there is none. He's trying to use that.
You know what? It's not my job to educate grown people. We're not MSNBC. We are not the news. But everybody knows that we had open borders. Did you just arrive in the country? Everybody knows. What do you think all the protests and stuff is going on about the illegal immigration? Come on now. Let the people in the chat tell you. Even the Democrats know that Biden administration opened up the borders. They opened them wide open. They tried to destroy the borders even before Trump got in office. The border walls that they wouldn't put up.
Yeah, he gotta be trolling. He can't be that.
They refused to close some damn borders. They were running over ICE agents. They couldn't even vet. They couldn't even. People just ran over them to come in this country.
Jack, how about you go to New York City and see for yourself?
Yeah,
go to Colorado Hotel and see for yourself.
Go to Chicago. Go there. They in every sanctuary city. You want to see what? What do you think all this has been going on in this country? They did this to us. This is what they did. And now Trump is left to clean it up and people like you got the nerve to try to blame him, and he just been in office less than 6 months.
And they just jumped.
And he closed the border to zero coming through. What?
And the illegals just jumped the black girl in New York City.
Yeah, in New York City, jumped the black girl. She's 21 years old, a college student. She got off from work, and in New York, it's hard to park. She's driving around for 30 minutes. They got trash cans trying to save a parking space. She drove and drove and drove around. She got her car to question about these transgender dude come running out and 2 other women and start beating on her. Mercifully, they was just attacking her, and people watch. But then black men now showing up and say, you bad? Okay, you're not going to do this to black women. Because our black men, they not having it. They showed up, then they don't want to come outside. They don't know who black people are. We've been through so much in this country. Y'all have no idea what we can handle and what we can deal with. We are resilient. And they came out and said, you're not going to treat black women like this. Y'all not going to put your hands on black women because we're going to be there. So if that's not a good introduction for American citizens to want people who are here illegally, they feel so emboldened that they're going to put their hands on a woman and just think that they could just beat on them and get away with it. We're not having that. Black people do hit back. And they was telling them, this is not 19, whatever y'all think it is. This is 2025. So it's ridiculous at this point. But we got to be vigilant. And we got to stand strong. And we got to say, look, you want to be American? Apply for it. You're not a citizen? Apply for it.
Yeah.
You love this country? Apply for it. But it's not going to just be given to you. You have to earn it.
Yeah. And Jack, if you want to look at the footage of different things they're doing to this country, watch a YouTuber named Cash Jordan who does in real life footage in New York City and talks about different areas too, about what the illegal immigrants are doing. I mean,
yeah. It's like if anybody see anything on the news, y'all see everything what's going on. Y'all see y'all see what's going on. Y'all see the lawlessness. Y'all see the unrest. Y'all see that's all the freaking left talk about are them. They don't even put us in a conversation, period. We're not a priority. They're anti-American. They don't care about Americans, period. They care about those votes. And guess what? Y'all might gain them, but y'all gonna be so goddamn surprised because y'all gonna lose all of us. And y'all gonna be in a worse boat than before trying to get them. Y'all trying to pay them to vote for you, giving them everything. They're giving you everything, and y'all going to be disrespectful and don't respect this country. But guess what? You don't want to get black people anything? Guess what? You're not going to get our votes. We're not, because there's a lot of us out here, and we are changing, and we're paying attention, and we are not about that Democratic Party any longer. You want to find out? Search these social medias, and you'll see a lot of us now speaking out against it. They're not going to just get our votes. They're going to have to earn our votes, because that's what they want. And they think they have us on lockdown. Y'all had 93%. Watch the next election in 2028. How that's going to change. And the more good Trump does for this country, and the more jobs he brings in, and the more those borders are closed, and things become better for everyone, guess what? Y'all going to have a hard goddamn time getting votes. Because when people start seeing those tariffs are working, the economy is getting better, things have already been changing. They've already been changing. That's when that's when they're going to have a more difficult time. And we're going to see they have done nothing for us.
Jack,
Americans.
Jack, looking it up, CPB reports that around 10 to 10.3 million illegal immigrants entered our country. Trump himself is saying 20 to 25 million have entered the country because of Joe Biden. But CBP is saying that 10 to
Everybody has different numbers.
Yeah, but it's still a lot.
Millions of people.
And you can look it up yourself.
And you know that they had, everybody know about the open borders. That's not even here nor there. So everybody know that they had opened up the borders. That's why you could go on YouTube and you could see when the borders are open, how hundreds of thousands of people were coming through the borders daily. And that's a fact. A fact, because they wanted them in because they wanted a voting block. That's what they were doing. And they failed, but they still on mission. They still trying to push the agenda. That's why they're giving out, Mayor Bass is giving out money to illegal immigrants because she said they scared to go to work. So you know what she's doing? Now, California's supposed to be broke, right? They can't take care of the wildfires and people that lost their homes, Americans that lost their homes and all that. They only offered them $750 and they lost their communities, their homes, their banks, their school, everything. But she told legal immigrants, don't worry. Will she give them $50,000? She told, oh, they could stay home. I got cash money for the legal immigrants. Cash money. This is how much they cater, because there's a mission, because the billionaires, those are the ones supporting the Democrats. Who do you think all this money and all this stuff is coming from? Those protesters are being paid. Organized like they are organized like that, that takes money. That's money.
Jolie, this is us speaking the truth.
It's okay. We ain't got to convince you, because y'all see what's going on. Just like, you know what, you could be on here and act like you don't know the truth, but everybody is saying the same thing.
Well,
everybody's saying the same thing.
I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Aina. We're spending our time to help spread knowledge and to speak the truth. So this is us helping the community. It's not us just making videos to piss people off. We're trying to really help mainly Black people realize what the Democratic Party truly is. They wrote like a paragraph saying we could use our time for science.
Don't tell us what we could use our time.
Yeah.
You know, don't tell us. You're listening. You could use your time better somewhere else. But this is something that we feel passionately about. And like, I'm a mover and shaker. I'm a difference maker. And just like I campaign, and I'm an activist, and I'm an advocate, and I help get Biden. You can look at some of my other videos. I'll put them up. Or some of my shows, I'm with Biden. I'm welcoming him to the city. I'm giving gifts. I got selfies with him, Obama, all of them, Bernie Sanders, everybody you could think that's supposed to be who's who in the Democratic Party. I've been on Zoom call with Schumer. I've been in different events with Nancy Pelosi. All these big wigs in the freaking Democratic Party, I've been there and been a part of it. I've been there. I've sat on executive boards. The only female sitting around the executive board. I don't know, like you see them cabinet meetings that Trump sometimes air. That's what it's like. And the first Black woman in a position. I'm not even going to say my position. In my legislative position. Yeah. So, I'm that person. I know what I'm talking about. And I fought myself for not looking at policies. Just going along with the okie doke, just going along with the Democrat leadership while they get in office and do nothing for us.
That's because they program Black people to vote for the part.
We vote straight ballot.
Yeah.
We don't even say, okay, I like this person, I like that. We just vote straight ballot. We generationally vote the same way. If my mom, she voted that way, then I voted that way. My daughter voted that way. My son voted. It just goes on and on. But we're going to stop that, because we see how they're being treated in comparison to how we're being treated as Americans. So you want to do everything. You want to buy their vote. You're going to buy our votes too. You're going to give us reparations. You're going to do something for us as well. And we're going to demand that, because if we don't get what we want, you're not going to get our votes any longer.
Check. That's not our job. You could look it up yourself. It seems like you just want to be delusional, though.
Well, if they want to stay in bubble land, leave people alone. You could stay there.
He's acting like people didn't come to this country illegally.
Well, you know what? He must have just gotten here. Yeah. Because it's on the news every day. Every freaking day. Pick a news station, left or right. They talk about it every freaking day. Every day. Go on social media. Go on X, formerly known as Twitter. Go on YouTube. Go on all the different platforms. They go on TikTok. They talk about it every day. Every news channel. Go on content creators. Go on social media. Go hit all of them. It's talked about every day. It's talked about around the world. Okay? So unless you are Superman and an alien from what's it called? Krypton?
Yeah, Krypton.
Maybe, then that's the only way you don't know what's going on. You have to be an alien. So, but good luck with that. If you want to find things out, that's your job as an adult. It's not our job. It's not our job. We're not your professor. We're not the news media. Pick a channel. Whoever you like listening to. They all talk about it. Well, anyway, you guys, it's getting late. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and notification bell. This was our second stream today. We wanted to come on with this because this is supposed to just be cute, fun. It's Superman. You know, we're just giving our point of view. We usually don't do movie reviews, but since they made it political, we said we'll dive into it. But I do have another channel called Pray Till You Hear. Go ahead.
We're not blaming foreigners. We're blaming illegal immigrants is what we're blaming, and the Democratic Party. And Jack, look it up yourself, dude. No one's here to just educate you. You could just look it up yourself.
Pray Till All Hear is my other channel. It's called Pray Till All Hear. And I'm going to leave a link in that because that's going to be a channel for people who want prayer, people who are seeking God. Right now I have up my favorite pastor called Anthony Philip Mitchell. He's a man of God. Huh?
No, you said it backwards.
Anthony.
Philip Anthony.
Oh, Philip Anthony Mitchell. He has 3 first names.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate that. But he's a phenomenal pastor that's preaching the word of God. He's hard fine. He's out of Atlanta, and he's an amazing pastor. But I'm going to set it up that people could do like prayer requests. I'll have people on. I'll do lives with it. And we'll just be praying about different things, whether you're going through depression, loneliness, relationships, financial needs, you need a healing or whatever the case may be. But that's what we're going to pray about. And we're going to be lifting things up to God. I'll probably do prayer requests like once a week. That we do that, but I'm thinking of the format. I'm still putting together, but go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to that channel. I want to build up the subscribers so that I can go live and I can bring people on live and we can actually, speak about different subjects, like what people are going through. People are going through a lot today.
Yeah.
So God's been putting on my heart to do that channel, and that's what Speak the Truth is about 2.0. Yeah. We always still talk about prayer. I still bless people. And one thing I want to say that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And every tongue that rises up in judgment, thou shalt condemn. That's our heritage as children of God. And our righteousness is in him, said the Lord of hosts. And he said, the Lord shall cause thy enemies to rise up against thee, to be smitten before thy face. They should come out against thee one way and flee before thee in seven. So we're covered with the blood of Jesus from the crown of our heads to the soles of our feet. And we're just so thankful to God and that he will provide all of our needs according to his riches and glory through Christ Jesus. So you don't have to look to man to provide your needs. Look to God. He's Jehovah Jireh, the Lord our provider. Because man can't do what God can do. So don't put your trust in man, because man is fallible. All of us are fallible. We are not perfect. None of us are. No matter what we think we are, or how righteous we think we are, or we know, none of us, and we all can learn from one another. All of us can learn. And we got to take that into account. So anyway, I want to bless y'all. Beloved above all, I wish that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. And seek Jesus. Be happy for God's sake. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus comes that you might have life and have it more abundantly.
Chad Black, John Jay, he's an atheist too. He's in his feelings.
Well, if he needs Jesus.
Yeah.
Because you're going to stand before God. And you remember this day. Because God's going to run everything we ever have done in our lives. We're going to stand before God and give an account of everything. You're being told the word of God. Your salvation is more important than talking about Superman or about the Republicans or Democrats or illegal immigration. That's not important. What's important is your afterlife. What's important is your salvation. That's the most important thing, because you don't want to spend eternity in a lake of fire. There's no relief. There's no water. You're in darkness. You're in agony beyond that. There will never be any relief from. Never. If you can imagine, read the Bible.
Jack, who gave you that talking point? You keep saying the same thing.
Read the Bible. God is real. Heaven is real. The devil is real. Demons are real. The spiritual realm is real. It's real. So all that trying, like you don't believe in something, Man did not create man. Man did not create trees and the air and the sky and the moon and the clouds and the rain and the oceans and the seas and the lake. Man didn't create us. God did.
Jack, tell me the policy name. Tell me the policy name. You keep saying the same thing, dude.
Well, he's an adult. Let him look. Let him look it up. Because unless I say he's from Krypton, then I don't know. We don't have time for that because that shouldn't even be a question. But you can find it anywhere and everywhere, unless you're not from this planet. So anyway, you guys, y'all stay blessed. God is good. And anybody wants to be a member, we have our first member. Her name is Debbie Gotsey. God bless you, Debbie. We're going to do special things for our members. She just joined 6 days ago, so I'm just going to do stuff with her. Is Debbie on here? Okay, no, she's not on here. So anyway, yeah, so you can subscribe. We do have an Instagram that my son wants to do it a certain way because I just want to start putting stuff on there. But we are working on that as well, the Instagram and the membership. And we will put a link in, I guess, after this live to the new channel. Pray till, you hear.
Mm-hmm.
Pray till all hear. So we're working on that as well. But that's important that, in a time like this, we need to keep our focus on God and not on man, and when any problems, any situations, or anything that you're going through, give it to God. Give it to God. Man is not the answer. He's not. Like what we're doing, we're supposed to go out to the world until all have heard. And we're supposed to be honest. And we're supposed to speak our truth as Christians. That's our calling. This is what we're supposed to do. We're not going to sugarcoat and if you don't like what's being said, there's 1,000 other content creators you can listen to. There's plenty of channels and news channels. It's so many different. We're living in a social media era. So you go to somewhere with somebody you like for them to say what you want to hear. That tickle your fancy. But you come on here, we're going to say, like when we talk, it's from in here. It's what God has given us. It's passionate. And that's not saying that we're not trying to be right or wrong. This is how we feel. And hopefully you guys find deliverance and you'll find solace in whoever you're listening to. And we like for people to be on here with different opinions. That's why we don't boot you off. Because we wouldn't have a show and we got rid of everybody to say things we don't like. We don't want to talk with everybody agreeing with us. That is not the goal for this channel.
Don't get us wrong. We still do come with the facts. So
yeah, we come with the facts. We're looking right up for you. But that's not our responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not a responsibility. You have to do your own research. Like we said that for Black people, we got to look at policies. That means we have to do our own research. We have to take responsibility to look stuff up ourselves. People are not supposed to do that for you. Do it for yourself. Do it for your children. So anyway, but we want everyone to stay blessed. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Like this was like a little different. For us, I think earlier we had like 95,000 people that was on the live. I don't know what this is. We had like 5,400 people was in chat. But this is something different. We really want to be more lighthearted. And like we said,
something fun.
We like for people to have a different opinion. We just want you to be respectful. We're not trying to boot you off. It's all right for you to agree to disagree because if you're with the left, that's going to be what you're going to stand on. And people on the right, or maybe that's what we're going to stand on. But we need to talk. And we expect our congressmen and our senators, our House of Representatives and our president, we expect them to come together and work things out on our behalf as American citizens. And that means we all have to talk and they have to talk. Everybody has to communicate. And that's how we could come together as one nation under God. That's the only way. That's the only way. So anyway, you guys, y'all stay blessed. Thanks for spending your time with us. How many likes do we have? The people on here, can we get it up to at least, 20 more likes? And that's the way to show support, and we do appreciate it. Huh?
What's that comment say?
Where?
It says, love you both so much.
Oh, yeah. God bless you. We love you, too.
God bless you.
God bless you. God bless everyone. God bless y'all. God bless your family. God bless your children. Huh?
I was saying to Jack to find God.
Yeah, and we got to pray for those who persecute you, or and all of that. God said you pray for them, lift them up, and that's what our agenda is. We're not trying to. We want you to look stuff up yourself, find out for yourself, and that's how you learn. But God bless everyone who was on here. God bless you. Happy hump day Wednesday, so get some rest, you guys, and stay blessed. And we're going to be on here probably tomorrow, because I want to do a video on Target, what's going on with Target and the boycott and all of that. So, but it's so much news going on, so we don't know how that might go, because we try to stay up to date. But God bless y'all. We love you. Thank you for being with us. I love you. Thank you, people. Thank you, guys. But God bless. See you on the next live.
Bye.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, and the notification bell. So, we just pop on, you guys. We have no schedule. We just pop on. So God bless all of you.